Hey buddies, Mr. Puggy here, coming at you another Wonderlands video. Today I want to showcase the Throwable Hole and how insane it is. It is able to deal so much damage due to the fact that it has a little secret that allows it to deal a little bit more damage than most other guns. You should be seeing some clips on the screen where I'm dealing millions upon millions of damage to the Parasite, LeChance, and I believe also one other skeleton boss I can't really remember the name of at the moment. But this thing is able to deal tons and tons of damage. All this damage is happening at the very end where the explosion actually occurs. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch in the top right. You have no idea how much helps me out. And let's get into the video.
Legendary? Whoa! No way, dude!
So first things first, I do want to say that this build I'm using isn't 100% optimized for Throwable Hole. You could certainly deal a lot more damage than I'm showing right now. I'm just kind of using a generic spell damage build, but if you were to optimize it, you could even get to higher damage than I'm probably showcasing at the current moment. I was able to get around 40 million, 50 million total damage with the Throwable Hole, but that is beside the point. Pretty much all you really need to know is that to optimize it, you gotta throw the hole twice so it's really, really big, and then you kind of want to use your burst window and try to get as much damage as possible. Now, I haven't found that the damage is 100% consistent. You can see that we have a 17 million right there. We have 18 million right there. So the damage number does seem to vary quite a bit. Right there, we can even see 15 million. And I'm not really sure 100% why it does, but the important part is that it deals a lot of damage. The main way that I'm optimizing it is due to the fact that I can actually proc spell abilities, for example, like Double Knot, which is the way I'm able to deal this much damage. I haven't quite tested it with Blast Gas, but I know it affects it, so I'm not really sure the amount of damage you can actually obtain with Blast Gas. But what's important is that the Throwable Hole explosion at the very end scales with spell damage. That's the reason why it's dealing so much damage. We already know we can get tons upon tons amount of spell damage by using just Spellshot, so that kind of really is the big factor on why the Throwable Hole is dealing so much damage. Everything about the Throwable Hole does gun damage, even this little, I'm not really sure what you call this, I guess the little tick, but the explosion at the very end is what causes it to actually deal spell damage. Whether or not this is intentional, we can abuse it to allow us to deal millions upon millions of damage. Because it deals spell damage and gets spell damage source, it is able to proc all different spell damage skills. For example, like I'm doing right now, Double Knot, Blast Gas, and I'm sure there's a couple others that I'm not really thinking of at the moment, but usually those are the two major ones that people use to deal lots and lots of damage. And just to prove I'm not using any type of like cheat or anything that like I'm dealing tons and tons of damage only because of my myth ranks or something, I only have 372. My amount of spell damage is only 10 from myth ranks, so I'm not really doing anything too cheesy. This is my skill tree if you guys want to try to replicate this, and I'm just using 2 volatile spell critical hit damage rings to try to optimize this as much as possible. Nothing too spectacular, but there's certainly some different ways I could optimize this a little bit more. Pretty much the main point that I'm getting at is that this thing is secretly insane. It deals tons and tons of damage, and I could probably talk about this for a little bit more, but you probably get the idea at this point. If you have a spell shot, or you can just spec into spell shot, maybe even if you have +3 Double Knot, even though Double Knot was nerfed, try to use it because it does some insane damage with the combo I'm showing here. So I'll show exactly what I'm doing to get the 17 million higher. I'm just activating those, using From the Shadows, then using my Buffmeister, and then we have some easy couple of millions damage. We have 13 million over there. 6 million right there. I believe that's 17 million. I'm not sure. It's kind of hidden behind some other numbers, but it doesn't really matter. I hope you guys go out there and test a little bit more than I have. I think this is such an incredible, fun use of the gun, maybe because of the fact that it does such a large amount of damage. It might even put a large tick on the enemy. Potentially could be used for some Contagion cheese as well. But I digress. Oh, and side note, I'm not using Contagion at all, so this isn't anything besides a Throwable Hole that's causing all this damage. And as always, a big shout out to the members who make these videos possible. We got Jace Noodles, Clairvoyance, Rick and Glacius, Josh Dig, 31bar70, Grey Wolf, Wishkeeper, Leska, and Cameron. These are the people who support me as little as $5 a month on Patreon or on YouTube. And you can also support me as little as $5 a month by clicking the link in the comments or description or in the top right to become a member. The more members we have, the closer I get to becoming full-time, which means more videos for you guys. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
And the last shall be first to immerse in a pass out heat. Facing him up with a moxie melt till he woke up drowning in tchotchke hell. More in a cave with a torch on a wall than a window arrangement of porcelain dolls.